Happy 1,000 subscribers, everybody. Damn, I cannot believe it was like a year and a half ago when I posted my first video. Now here we are at 1,000 subscribers. This is so cool, but not surprising when I consider I have an amazing community and awesome Discord members to help me like workshop ideas and give me ideas. Man, I honestly couldn't do it without you guys, and I'm so thankful. I'll get more sappy at the end when I announce the giveaway winners, but for now, hello to all you new people who have just joined. I'm Courier6, this is the Kaladesh Express, and on this channel we look at secret lairs, universes beyond, and occasionally I take some of my favorite IPs and try to inject some magic into them, like this video about The Boys. So if you haven't seen The Boys, I'm going to be spoiling quite a bit of it. If you haven't seen the latest season, season 4, I just want to say I do recommend watching it. It is one of my favorite seasons of the show so far. Barely being beaten out by season 3 with Jensen Ackles. It's fantastic, but go watch The Boys if you haven't seen it before watching this video, because I'm going to spoil a lot of it. Yeah, and without further ado, let's get into it.
I see you got the extra whipped cream in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yummers.
So let's begin with Homelander, the snarky man-child who can't follow through with any of his plans and uses intimidation and threats to keep his status as the #1 hero.
Is your idiot brain getting by stupid? It's not rhetorical. Answer me.
I like to get what I believe to be the obvious characters out of the way first, but I do believe that the choice I picked for Homelander might be, still contentious.
Do you think you know better than me?
So please leave your comments for Homelander's choices below if you don't agree with mine. Homelander is loud, obnoxious, and oppressive, and when you see him, you're immediately intimidated by him or you're annoyed by him. In Magic the Gathering lore, we have characters like Nicol Bolas who give off this same kind of oppressive evil energy, but as functional game pieces, we have characters like Neuman the Devastator, who is my pick for Homelander's commander. Other than just being a red, white, and blue commander, because, America, Neuman the Devastator is also just an oppressive commander that even the simple threat of an attack from the Neuman pilot can get his opponents to do whatever they want. But Homelander isn't simply threatening and not doing anything, at least not all of the time. When he is doing something, he's usually torturing his adversaries and making them wish they were dead, usually in the most painful ways ever. And what is more painful than stacks? So Homelander's stacks deck is going to be cards you pretty much expect to be in any stacks deck: Winter Orb, Talia, Guardian of Thraben, Trinisphere, but then he'll have more contemporary pieces like Narset, Part of Veils, Draenei Magistrate, and Aven Mind Sensor. He'll also run cards like Imposing Sovereign, Limvala, Keeper of Secrets, and Hushbringer so that his opponent's creatures can't stand up to him, and cards like Elish Norn so that if any creatures do end up sticking on the battlefield, they're not much of a threat to him anyway. His deck will also contain a suite of only the most degenerate board wipes, and removal spells. This is the kind of deck I would build for Homelander. A land destruction and stacks deck with no real win conditions seems perfectly up Homelander's alley. And as far as win conditions go, I think Homelander would be too busy reveling in the anguish he's causing his opponents to realize he didn't even put one in. I really can't think of a better fit.
I can't remember the last time I had a good cup of cha.
The next big character in the show is Billy Butcher. The rude British mercenary is played by Karl Urban, and listen, I'm not going to call it a lot of actors' performances in this show. They're all really good, and I like them all a lot. However,
When we're all done here, I'll buy you a nice big family-sized bottle of top-shelf lube, and I'll tickle you till your big meter stop. And even then I won't. I just won't do it.
I've been a Karl Urban superfan like way before it was cool, like since Doom, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that. So anyway, Billy Butcher is the cool, tactical, brutal leader of the team opposing Homelander 7, The Boys. And he is the only Boys member I plan on covering in this video, even though I think Huey is probably the only one likely to actually play Magic, and maybe Kimiko. I really don't like the Boys side of the conflict that much. I'm much more interested in the 7. They have more interesting and dynamic characters in my opinion. So Butcher, he has a win by any means kind of attitude and will not stop until he completes his mission. He doesn't usually have powers and relies more on the combined might of his friends to help take down any given soup. So when I was looking for like big go wide brutal commanders, I did find the obvious ones like Winota and Jarina, but I don't think Billy Butcher's commander could be anybody but Saskia the Unyielding. And with this deck, Butcher's going to go all in on human tribal. He's going to play cards like General Kudrow, Jarina Dauntless General, and Jarina Kudrow, of course, really that whole family line. But of course, he'll play other cards too, like Adeline Resplendent Caether, Samut, Voice of Dissent, oh, she'll come up later, and Audric, Master Tactician. And of course, he's going to play plenty of on-flavor cards like Shared Animosity, Gratuitous Violence, and Disrupt Decorum. Saskia the Unyielding is a brutal commander, and every move that anybody makes against the person that Saskia is facing is going to help Saskia complete her goal. And if that doesn't say butcher, I don't know what else does. Also, Saskia is an all-in kind of strategy, and if you've seen the latest season of The Boys, Billy is all in right now.
Bloody hell. You wait to your own voice, don't you?
Listen, this is going to be a short section because if you've watched The Boys, you know who the Deep's going to be playing. But for those of you who haven't, let me give you a quick rundown on the Deep. The Deep is an Aquaman knockoff who is also a sex pest and is almost as childish as Homelander, but not quite, but far dumber.
My new motto for mental health: real eyes, realize, realize. Sit with that one for a minute.
He's so dumb that another member of the Seven, Sage, had to lobotomize herself just to be intimate with him. He's also an ocean conservationist, and he loves fish, but probably a little too much.
I know about your little closeted 8-armed job machine.
So the Deep's going to be playing a sea creature themed deck, which is probably pretty obvious, but he's going to play Kiora instead of Kinesis because, you know, the Deep's kind of dumb. As far as the deck construction goes, it's going to be generally really bad. He's just going to pick the coolest, biggest sea serpents and leviathans he can find, like Como, Exotl, I never knew how to pronounce that one, I never learned, and of course Inqua Leviathan. The bigger looking the creature is on the picture, the better for the Deep, so Deep Sea Kraken, Shipbreaker Kraken, and Reservoir Kraken are going to be absolute must-haves for a Deep deck. Good cards like Selvala, Counterspell, Fierce Guardianship,
That's not cool.
High Tide, Engulf the Shore, Crush of Tentacles. These are the cards that Deep wants to play. And also Kiora is way more femme presenting than Kinesis is, and we know how much that's going to matter to the Deep.
Like, I tell you what, you get better and I'll teach you to run as fast as me.
Yeah?
Yeah?
You'll teach me to outrun cancer?
The next character up is A-Train, and A-Train is presented like a stereotypical sports star with commercials and sponsorship deals because he is the fastest member of the Seven. But A-Train is actually quite a complicated character as of the last few seasons. But at the start of the series, he really does have that braggadocious, rude attitude that most football stars and basketball stars we see in the news have. After a while for A-Train, that does mellow out though, and he realizes he's nothing more than a token minority for the VOT to parade around and show, hey, we're inclusive. He also stops acting like that a bit when Homelander starts threatening him a whole bunch.
What did you say to me?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
Well, who would A-Train play as a commander? Well, I believe he'd play a deck designated to him by VOT that's led by Samut, Voice of Dissent. I believe he would play this deck because Samut is fast, black, and she'll test well with focus groups. A-Train's Samut deck is going to be a basic Primal Surge deck with all the fixins. Selvala, Heart of the Wilds, Fauna Shaman, and Elvish Piper are going to help get the big creatures out fast. Big game-ending threats like Sakama, Aurelia the War Leader, and Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight. Also, unlike the Deep, A-Train's actually going to run some not just cool cards but also good cards like Esper Sentinel, Samut, Vizier of Noctiboon, and Giver of Runes. I feel like A-Train would also run some corporate approved POC planeswalkers like Vivian Monsters Advocate, Vivian Champion of the Wilds, and Samut, Tyrant Smasher. In the end, I believe A-Train would probably try to play some deck that felt more like him, or he thought felt more like him. He'd present it to Ashley and it would get shot down and go back to playing Samut.
You know, this is actually none of my business. I'm gonna go. Good luck with all of that.
Congresswoman Victoria Neuman is unironically my favorite character in The Boys. Look at this JoJo ass fit she is wearing, bro. Why did she come to the farm all clean like that? Anyway, Victoria Neuman is the AOC parody who pulls the strings behind the scenes of both the Seven and The Boys.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
She's a politician and manipulator and one of the most powerful characters in the series in terms of both actual powers and political power.
Or Plan B.
How is it you guys are actually getting worse at your jobs?
She has a habit of playing her cards close to her chest, whether that means making deals or using her ability to explode people's body parts. She does both discreetly. When looking for commanders for Vic, I tried to find commanders that were both very political and very powerful, and I ended up on Kenrith the Return King. Vic's deck's going to be all about voting and politics, so we're going to give her a bunch of voting related cards like Illusion of Choice, Ballot Broker, and Plea for Power. Vic will likely also want to throw some wrenches into combat, so she'll play cards like Queen Marchesa, Pramicon Sky Rampart, and Mathis Fiend Seeker. And to make sure she can activate Kenrith and give her opponents what they need to take out her other opponents, she's going to run a lot of ramp and ability reduction. And yeah, I think the ability to hand out power and manipulate the tide of battle suits Vic pretty well.
Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite deplorable, Firecracker.
Firecracker is one of the newest members of the Seven, and listen, guys, I can fix her.
So here's what I want y'all to do. You post everything you learned.
She acts like a mouthpiece for right-wing conspiracy theories, kind of like Alex Jones, but she's way more overt than Alex Jones is.
The storm is coming, y'all, and it is gonna cleanse this great nation.
She has little regard for anyone who she deems to be beneath her, and did I mention she's racist?
Ain't you a little mouthy one?
Appreciate the subtextual racism there.
Also, she is very obsessed with Homelander. So when looking for commanders for her, it was actually pretty easy. I just had to find a racist Southern Belle type with an obsession with a false god. While I really couldn't find like a cute Southern Belle character, because we have none, because wizards is cowards, give me the cute Southern Belle plane please. I was able to find the rest of the qualities that Firecracker has in Nissa. Nissa is a racist supremacist who believes elves should be ruling all the planes and all the lands, and she did also follow the false god Zorn around and inadvertently lead to the release of all the Eldrazi. As far as her deck goes, I mean, yeah, she's going to be playing mono green elf ball. I think she would love to have all of the same type of thing in one kind of deck. The commanders, Nissa Resurgent Animist, and she's going to be playing all of the basic elves. Elvish War Master, Elvish Archdruid, Leaf Crown Visionary, Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elves, Vindhorn Elves. If it's got elf in the name, she's running it. Also, Azuri Renegade Leader, the original elf ball commander. Marwyn the Nurturer is going to help build them all up, and Elvish Champion is going to help them hit harder. I also did consider Chandra for a while because, you know, her powers and Chandra being a fire planeswalker, but
Bill Cosby is America's dad, and
Soldier Boy is Homelander's daddy, and everything r/free magic wishes they were. He's a Captain America parody born in the same time period as Steve Rogers, but with a mindset that is much more realistic of somebody born in the 1910s.
seriously, what passes as a man today? Christ on a cross.
He pretends to be a macho man war hero who loves America, but really he's a selfish basement warrior who never actually saw combat.
You're on a mission. You get the job done. Okay? I stormed Normandy.
You didn't storm your whole Marlboro Man act. It's crap.
He spent most of his time during the war doing press tours, kind of like a mascot, and abusing his appointed teammates.
Which one of you wants next? I see you getting out of line again, trying to move on up. I will put you in the fucking ground. Understood?
Hey, like father, like son, I guess. Unlike his son, however, Soldier Boy doesn't seem to have world-conquering aspirations. He just kind of wants to sit back, smoke dope, and have relations with women.
You're just like me, for real!
Soldier Boy may look the part of the Stallone-era badass action hero, but he's really not, and I think his commander would reflect that. Another guy who looks really cool and acts really cool, but is really lame. You may have guessed it, but it's Soren, and it definitely has always been Soren, and definitely never Tybalt before I realized that Soren's a way better fit for Soldier Boy. A rich kid douchebag who got powers handed to him and now walks around like he's the god of this new world. Yeah, I think entitled Bloodsucker Tribal is perfect for Soldier Boy. We'll focus on life gain as well, so we'll play cards like Blood Artist, Rudolph Dustbringer, and Vito Thorn of Duskrose. We'll play some other heavy hitters as well, like Amalia Benavides Aguirre, Bloodletter of Aclazotz, and Shieldred the Apocalypse. And to represent Soldier Boy's shield, I guess we'll run Teferi's Protection, Ink Shield, and Darkness. Though I figure Soldier Boy probably doesn't like two of those cards. And all in all, I think, yeah, Soren, great. He embodies everything Soldier Boy actually is. A degenerate. And yeah, guys, that'll about do it for the boys' breakdown of what commander decks each character will play. Now, I do know I missed some characters like Huey, Kamiko, Frenchie, MM. I didn't forget them. Again, I just don't think they're that interesting, and I don't think they'd make that interesting a discussion of what decks they would play. Huey would probably play something pretty reasonable, pretty normal, maybe based on whatever the newest standard set is. Kamiko might play Yuriko, they're both assassins. MM is very logical and OCD. He'd probably play something Planeswalker, Azorius themed, maybe featuring Teferi. Frenchie would play some Is It Mad Scientist deck. Actually, maybe I should have done Frenchie. I do think there's some some interesting things to talk about with Frenchie, but I don't know. I wanted to get the most interesting characters, like the most fan favorite ones, and also some of my favorites. And yeah, I love the show, love doing this, can't wait for Gen V Season 2, and it's time to announce the giveaways for the Secret Lair and these signed cards. Alright, the winner of the very nice signed Vessel of Nascency is Harrison the Matador. Got this signed at MagicCon Vegas 2023. I hope you enjoy, Harrison. Alright, the winner of the Ursus Power Plant is Minerva de Toro, 7646. I did not actually get this one personally signed. I picked this up from a vendor at a convention a couple of years ago. I hope you enjoy. And the winner of this beautiful shadow sign for Fiend's Informant is Damon X Blaze. I got this one signed by John Stanko at Command Fest Orlando 2022 or 23. First time I met him, love that guy, one of my favorite artists, and I hope you enjoy this. And the winner of the Glare of Subdual is Juan Liamu. And I cannot verify the signature on this one. I bought this from one of my LGSs from their damage pile. So I'll be sending you something extra to go along with this to make up for me not being able to verify it. I hope you enjoy. Alright, and the winner of this Hatsune Miku Secret Lair is Sleepy Giant 67. I opened one of these already. I haven't posted the video yet, but man, let me tell you, these are some beautiful cards in person, and I cannot wait to send this to you. I hope you enjoy, my friend. So yeah, congratulations to everyone. I'll be contacting you as soon as possible to send out your prizes. I really appreciate everybody. I don't plan on doing a lot of giveaways on my channel. I don't really want to become one of those channels, but I wanted to give back to you guys a little bit. I really appreciate the support and the time y'all have, given me. So thank you. And yeah, that's about it. I'm Courier6 of the Kaladesh Express, your #1 source for Universes Beyond, and welcome to the channel. Hey guys, I'm back just for a second. It is nearly 4:30 in the morning here. I'm finishing up editing this video before I send it out to YouTube so you guys can see it. So this is some weird time paradox thing we're doing right now, but I just want to show you guys like the randomness of how I pick these people for the winners so no one feels bad. It was all just use this YouTube random comment picker website, so nothing like I don't know any of these people, so no one feel like I rigged this in any way. I don't think anyone cares that much, but I do like to be as honest as I can. So yeah, I also want to take this time to just thank my mods in my Discord. Lex, you're fantastic. I really appreciate you. I also want to thank Josh, who voiced oh god, who did Josh voice? I'm losing it right now. He voiced the Deep. He voiced the Deep in the intro, and I really appreciate you, Josh from JMR Game Design. You're the best. Thanks to my wife, she voiced Sister Sage. Actually saved me because I had another person who dropped out, and I appreciate that. I actually ended up voicing Homelander and Black Noir, so that was awkward. Not really a voice actor per se. And yeah, I just really appreciate all of you guys commenting, hanging out. Thanks for 1,000. I will, try to keep the same quality content that you guys sub for to the best of my ability. Like I said before, I won't be doing a lot of giveaways. I will be doing giveaways when it's relevant. I'm not just gonna the new set comes out and give out a commander deck. A, I ain't got no money. And B, I don't know, it feels a little disingenuous. I have something really interesting to give away, something related to the channel. I definitely will do this again, but not just random stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like super tired, guys. Secret Lair related video coming soon if you're still hanging out here at the end. And what do you think of the new set? How's your mutta? Okay, love you, bye.